Hello everyone, welcome to another E3 XGR. And today we're going to be discussing the PlayStation 1. And joining me, as usual, is Rick the Hammer.
Hello.
Anastasia Laserbeam.
Pew pew!
And our special guest, James Phoenix.
Oh, that's a nice sound. You weren't mean to him like you were to me.
Yeah,
That's because he didn't play it, I did.
Yeah, and of course, the other special guest, Marcus Shadow.
Hi, I'm Marcus Shadow.
But yeah,
Use the
out of the way,
spotlight.
we're here to discuss the PlayStation 1 going round table like we did with the Xbox One. So, yay. And I shall go first. First game I just want to announce, Little Big Planet 3!
Woo!
Yeah, Little Big Planet 3!
Woo!
Woo!
Toggle!
Yeah, I love Little Big Planet 1 and 2 and karting. Although karting wasn't quite as good as Mod Nation Racers, but it was made by different people. But I'm hoping the DLC carries over. There is a rumour it's also going to be on PS3 as well as PS4, but it looks great. They've added new people to be Sackboy's friends, but I am curious how the costumes will work with the new characters. I don't know why.
New
but,
costumes.
Yeah, we need some new costumes. But I like that, and I love the creativity and stuff with Little Big Planet, with how they create levels and what they do. I'm always a big fan of that, like I mentioned during the Xbox One when we talked about Project Spark. But
Wait. So, if we can use the old costumes, let's say, with the new characters, dude, just for the joke, I'm totally gonna see if anyone has Power Rangers Turbo costumes. Take the blue one and put it on the big guy that can shrink.
see, I was waiting to use the official Ant-Man one.
That too. Hey guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger.
Yeah. But what did the rest of you think about the Little Big Planet 3?
I would use the bird. I mean, the guy that shrinks and stuff, he was really cool, but I think all the problems, well, most of the problems I have with that game would just be solved by flying.
Pretty much.
I agree. I also would like to be the bird. That looked like fun.
Jim has no skill, so he has to be the bird. So that way the rest of us can play normally, and then we're like, and Jim can just follow along. We don't have to pick him up.
Yep.
Only if he's a flaming bird, though. He has to be a phoenix.
I'm hoping the costumes do carry over, just to make the trollish joke I keep making, because that way I can import my costumes from Little Big Planet, and at last I can have a PS4 game in which I can play as Cole.
Ha!
But
I do own that costume, same with the Assassin's Creed, Judge Dredd, and Marvel and stuff. I love the costumes and stuff on Little Big Planet. I've spent more on Little Big Planet than I have on pretty much, I think, any game, and that's including MMOs, because I've bought a shit ton of content and levels and stuff.
nice.
But they also mentioned the community levels in 1 and 2 do carry over, so you can play them with upgraded graphics on Little Big Planet 3, so yay.
Nice.
But, okay, since I think everyone's discussed that one a bit, take us away with your one, Richter.
All right. First one I think I'll throw up because it looked really cool was I believe it's probably an indie game, but No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Yes.
That looked really cool.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, okay, when you play, we'll start you on a planet, and then you just go explore the galaxy. And I'm like, that is a great idea for a game. I want to try that.
Yeah.
And the fact that every single person starts out on a different planet, so no
Yeah.
two people have the same gaming experience. That's pretty cool.
Which means you won't be able to look up guides, Jim.
No.
But did you agree with me, Rick, on that with what I mentioned to Marcus as we were watching it? I was like, it looks great. To me, with the freedom and stuff, and I don't mean this in a bad way because I love these games, it's like Skyrim was the fantasy one for these ones, Fallout was the zombie apocalypse one, this looks like the Star Wars version of those type of games, or the sci-fi version, I should say more accurately. And I like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the ground exploring that's just as good, because they showed a little bit, but then they showed like a lot of the space stuff, and I'm like, that's kind of cool, but I'm hoping that exploring the ground is just as fun.
I'm going to say it's probably because there was more space.
Probably. They wanted to show the planet hopping, I think, so they wanted to...
Yeah, they probably wanted to
focus
show
on that.
planet hopping
Yeah.
to see how seamless it was, because they thought, oh, Battlefront's going to be on the EA conference. Quick, we need to show that off in case Battlefront has the one from the leaked version of Battlefront 3, where you were able to get in like an X-wing and just fly the fuck into space.
We should call this
Sorry,
what it really is. We should call it's Wing Commander Online. It's effectively what it is. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, like I think I said it was I think Mole was listening at the time when we were watching this. When I first saw it, I was like, "Is this Wing Commander?"
Yeah. I will say I'm going to name it Skywalker Rim.
Ha! There you go.
But I will also say I'm kind of hoping, because I remember having the conversation with Rick about that game. I'm hoping they keep the thing from that other game we talked about from years back when it was like almost text-based-ish almost, where you could like, if you went to a planet, you could like steal slaves and sell them on, or do drugs and choose which way you did your stuff. That'd be amazing.
Sell slaves and do drugs. Okay, Mo.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
like super freeform.
It was. Yeah.
That was from a while. Wasn't it like 80s or something crazy?
Yeah, it was really crazy. I've never seen that type of stuff in there, because what you did, Marcus, when you blew up a ship, you could steal their slaves and you could sell them on the slave market if you wanted to, or you could do like drug trafficking, or you could do bounty hunter missions, or
You could also free
basically-
the slaves. Like, you didn't have to steal them.
Yeah.
You could literally just, like, kill slavers and free all the slaves. Like, you could be evil, you could be good. There was no meter. It was just, like, go out and do stuff. Whatever. Have fun.
yeah, do whatever you want and just explore. That's what I hope this is.
That would be awesome.
But how about Jim and Stacy for this game? Wow.
Anyone have the cricket sound effect?
Both Jim and Stacy are gymming. That's amazing.
Double cricket power!
No,
Oh, my headset turned off again for some reason. So anyway, I totally want to explore this, but I hope like eventually after you get like really far in it, you can possibly go to other planets, like maybe someone's already visited, and you can be like, Jim saw this dinosaur and he named the dinosaur blah blah blah, and then you can go to like somebody else's planets and like, because maybe they didn't discover everything on that planet, so you can.
Wow, her headset's
Discover
dying.
stuff on other.
That doesn't sound like a headset's down. That sounds like a bit of lag because she's coming in and out, which is weird if we didn't have that in the first call.
Yeah.
how bizarre.
It's probably because Jim has shitty internet. But
Well, if her headset was turning off, it might be low on batteries.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why. Her headset probably is dying.
But what were you saying about that No Man's Sky, Jim?
I thought it was a really cool, fun, and interesting game. And the fact that immersive, explorable world is something that's, the power of the PS4 can bring to light, and I think it's really cool to see that they're going in that direction. And I think it'll be really interesting to see if that's kind of the gaming experience where it just continues and continues, and there's just always something new to explore and do. I'm not sure if I'll end up, as cool as it looked, I'm not sure if I'll end up getting it, but it did look like a really fun game, and given the opportunity, I will give it a try.
Cool. Okay, so take us away with one of your ones on your list, Anastasia.
If your headset is working.
Yeah, Stacey, you may want to plug your headset in. On a side note, if her headset's dead, she also can't hear us, so...
Wouldn't you see the little thing, the icon pulsing?
Yes. Yeah. And then I'll do this.
Oh God, what are you gonna do?
I'm just typing her in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, someone else can go while she's finding the cord or whatever, if you want.
Yeah. Okay, go Jim.
Okay. Well, so here's something I want to talk about. I'll do this first. I asked when this came up, and absolutely nobody else seemed to give a crap about this. Of the people here. But I'm going to mention it. They premiered a game called Entwined. And quite frankly, I was intrigued. I'll admit this. The fact that you have the little the blue bird and the little orange fish thing going there, and you have to get through these obstacles together by using one joystick for one and one for the other. That sounds like, well, it's certainly a simple in terms of graphically simple gaming experience. It also seems to be a very immersive gaming experience and something new to try with the controller that they could build upon in more elaborate games down the road. And seems something really fun that will really make you think and work, both your brain and your hand-eye coordination in a way that you haven't done so before. I'll admit, and it's not just because the colors happen to be orange and blue, but when I first saw that, the first thing that went in my mind is Portal. I said, oh, that's kind of like going in the same direction that Portal went, where it's, it's a kind of game where it's more about thinking and more about, immersing your brain in, this experience, rather than being this big, expansive, here's a world and all this stuff's going on. No, there's not much going on, but you still have to really think about it, and you're trying to use your brain in new ways to solve the puzzles, and I think that's really cool, and I think that could really be a fun experience.
It could be. It could be a fun experience. It may not interest me, but it could be a fun experience, and hey, it's something that's extra to talk about. And I think we got Anastasia back, because at one point she was cloned, and then she was video, and I think she's back.
The Anastasia saga.
Are you back, Stacy?
Clicking on my...
Yeah, Stacy she's back, and she sounds like her voice is completely going.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to participate in this talk.
Stacy, no. Oh,
There she is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Did all she do is come up to say boom?
No, my list is up.
I think she said boo.
My list
Okay.
is up.
So read something off your list then.
Yeah, we were asking you for one of your choices off your list.
I think she has a 10-second delay.
Powers.
Yes, I agree.
And I also agree. I like the idea of Powers, the show. Like I said, I've actually read some of the comics and stuff, and it looks pretty damn cool.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I
Sounds like
really think I'll get Jim to snag me a comic. Yeah, the whole idea, I don't know. I really love to check it out. I want more back to superheroes, No, just all the little factors in the world and how your powers can get taken away, because featured thing, at least I think. Thing.
What the hell, is she GLaDOS now?
I was gonna say she sounds like GLaDOS.
Yeah, but fair enough. Over to Marcus's choice.
Oh, let's see. You guys took all the good ones. All right. This one wasn't actually part of the conference, but I did see the trailer for it before the conference. And I'm really hyped up for it, and it's Rainbow Six Siege, or whatever it's called.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count? Aw.
That's from the third party. The way you saw it beforehand was I linked it you from the
Yeah.
Ubisoft conference.
Shit. Well, you mean I'm actually going to have to take something cliche? Fuck you. Alright, fine. I'll take something cliche, I guess. Oh, let's see. My list went away. Okay. Let's go with the Disney Infinity 2 Collector's Edition. That I was planning to get it anyway because Marvel stuff, but when they were like, yeah, so you're going to get exclusive figures, I'm like, shut up and take my money.
But they didn't tell you who it was either.
It's White.
Gave you Hulk.
Yep, they mentioned Hulk, that's enough.
Yes.
And to be fair, the starter pack also includes 2 power discs. I will say it will be a completely, wait for it, amazeballs if basically we get to then to get like one of the power discs that happens to be the gamma ray ones they announced from Wave 1. If I put that on and boom, from the get-go from the box, Grey Hulk.
Fair enough.
But yeah, the Disney Infinity stuff does look cool. I'm also interested with their partnership with Disney, which that kind of goes into. I would say something intrigued me or something made me go, what the f with their partnership with Disney? Did you see the PlayStation conference, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
When they mentioned their partnership with Disney?
Yeah.
And besides what my next choice is going to be, they mentioned their partnership with Disney, and it was just for extra stuff from games on other systems, which the stuff like the bundle with that, you can buy it separately. Whereas they had a agreement in place with Microsoft like last year to do like brand new Xbox ones, and what they did instead was they gave us Fantasia Connect. Where's the PlayStation exclusive Disney title? I would kind of like that. And don't say Kingdom Hearts as that's Square Enix, and B did not also feature at the conference much. I think it was like a clip of it during the montage. It's gonna need a montage.
We need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
But yeah, that's my pick.
Okay, that brings us full circle. My next one, which was due to the partnership with Disney, who now own like LucasArts and stuff, Grim Fandango.
Yeah.
HD remastered for PS4. They didn't show much. They just showed like concept sketches and crap. But I don't care because I liked the original game enough that instantly made my watch list. I was like, fuck yeah! And when it came on, I think when we were on there, when I was there with Marcus when we were talking to it during the conference, I believe my exact words when they showed it was, "Fuck yeah, Grim Fandango!"
I believe your exact words were, "Shut up and take my money now."
Yep, shut up and take the rest of my money since you already had a load from Little Big Planet.
There you go.
Shut up and take my second mortgage. But I don't know who else has played that game. Like I don't know if anyone else here has played that. Like possibly Rick, 'cause I know the other ones haven't. But
Nope.
I loved Grim Fandango. That was amazing. I can't wait for that.
I want Maniac Mansion to come back. But
Yes.
that was the only one of
you go.
those that I played back in the day.
Fair enough.
Maniac Mansion.
The uncensored where I can put the hamster in the microwave.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Take us away with your next pick, Richter.
All right. Well, I'm not super. Okay. The name of this next thing I'm going to talk
You're
about
not
is
super?
kind of silly. I'm not super. Sorry. I hate to spoiler alert. But
You the villain from Incredibles?
But PlayStation TV. That was really cool. I was excited to see that. Is over in Japan. It was the Vita TV. I believe it's the same thing. It looks exactly like it, except I couldn't tell if they still had the Vita cartridge port on the side because they didn't show that side of it in the pictures. So I'm hoping it still has that. But that's awesome, just because the Vita has a lot of good games, and now people can actually play them because then they don't have to spend the like $200 for a Vita. They can spend half that and play it on a TV.
Yep, uncompatible games.
Yeah. It's no. I thought it'd work with a DualShock 4, because the little touchpad. But I guess with a 3, but and the only thing I'm worried about is because they said you can stream PS4 stuff. I'm really hoping that like the Vita side of it and like the downloads, for like PS1 and PSP games don't require the PS4. That you can just play them on the TV.
Yeah, the PlayStation TV, apparently it is the same thing as Vita TV. That had my interest too, because one, it's a great little box that's cheap to put in an extra room for Netflix. Woo. The second part was it's Vita, PSP, PS1, PS2 games and I think PS3 via streaming via PlayStation Now.
The PS3 and 4, yeah, PS3 is via Now, and the PS4 was via Remote Play.
Yeah, which is great. Although sadly, I won't be able to stream PS3 games as apparently there's no release date for Europe for PlayStation Now.
Oh.
However, I have a PlayStation. I have a PS3 for that. I just want it for Netflix.
Yeah.
However, it would be great when that comes out if it's one of the compatible titles. I will admit, just because I think it's on Vita. It might just be DS. Sadly, I was gonna say, is the next Monster Hunter Vita?
No, I wish.
Because if that was Vita and I had online, I could have played you a Monster Hunter via my TV.
Yay. No.
Yeah,
sadly,
now you're sad.
I'm
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily more sad than before. I actually wish it was on Vita. But
I thought it should be, because unless I'm wrong, didn't it start on PlayStation systems?
Technically, yeah, and
On
it
PSP.
really, yeah. Well, the first one was actually PS2, but no one cares about that because that game wasn't as good. But even
No one
my
owned a
friend
PS2.
who's been a fan of it since the beginning will even attest to that. It really got famous on PSP.
Yeah, but even if it was PS2, that's still within the PlayStation family. I will allow it.
No, yes, it is. Yeah.
But I have no problem if it goes on all the other systems too. But I'm like, if it's making a DS one, make a Vita one. I see no problem with that. But what's your next one? Pew Pew.
My next one is...
Cue the chirp.
I'm here. Shut up. My next one is...
Yeah, it's not a case.
Reaction.
Yeah, it's not a case of
Uncharted
doing
4.
the chirping or whatever. She's actually on a delay.
Ah, fair enough.
Is Uncharted 4. Yay! More Nathan Drake.
I
More
agree.
Nathan Drake. Fuck him. Actually, give me Sully.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Sully, Silver Fox. Yeah. I don't really care about Nathan Drake, but I really like Sully. So, yeah. I'm glad that he's coming out, so more awesome action and stuff. And I love collecting, like, the little jewels and stuff. I really like that.
He's coming out? He's gay?
He can't be.
He's
Did
not
everyone-
dead. He always dies and comes back. He's like a fucking Jedi or some shit.
He
or
said
like
gay, not
Xavier or
dead.
whatever.
Did
He always
anyone
dies
else?
and comes back all the time. Don't you dare say that about my Sully, because he dies so many times, and each time it's like, oh, no! Okay, he's fine. No! Okay, he's fine. No! Okay, he's
Yeah, that's the same with my Sully in Disney Infinity.
fine.
I'm kidding, but I assumed Jim and Marcus were excited for that game as well, although Marcus gave a sigh of contempt.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Don't get me wrong. I love the series. Hell, I own all three of them, and I the three that are out. I don't have the Vita one because I don't have a Vita, but and I do like the games. But it's like,
You will this fall when you get a Vita TV. I don't know.
oh, I'm not getting a Vita TV.
I wouldn't for the Uncharted game either. It's
But,
supposed to be terrible, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm just like, they said they weren't going to do any more Uncharted. The last game was kind of closure, and it's like, just let it go. Cue
What?
the Jim singing.
Well, in all fairness, they are. This is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
I know,
obviously-
but
it's
it's
obviously
like-
the last game. They're wrapping it up.
Not necessarily.
Move it
Not
along.
necessarily, Jim, because as Marcus said, they said the last one was going to be the last one, and also, may I point you over to the end or the death, whichever one it was called, the death of Max Payne. Yet they still did the game after that.
Fair enough.
It's a video game. Nowadays, if a game is successful, they'll say no more after this one, and what they actually mean is, we just want your money, so you think this is the last one, the next one will be the last one. No, the one after that will be the last one, like Mass Effect 4 and Halo 5 and all the other
Yeah, I was
ones
about
they're
to say,
doing with that.
This is the Final Fantasy.
I was about to say, I point you to Halo, where the last game, in Halo 4, I guess, where they basically had Master Chief retire because he did what he set out to do. He saved the world. It's like, okay, I'm gonna retire with my AI love bunny and live out the rest of my life.
Wasn't 3
And-
supposed to be the last one before that then too?
Was it 3 that he did that? One of them.
Well,
Maybe
3
it was
they're like, oh, this is the end, and then there's like 4, and like, wait, what?
I remember. Wait, maybe it was 3. It was one that I played and I'd beaten, and he basically stopped the fucking invasion, blew everything else up, and he and Cortana survived. And like he's like, okay, it's time to settle down. And then after Bungie decided to leave, it's like, okay, Bungie's not involved anymore. Fuck it, next Halo. It's like, wait, what?
To be fair with that one, they did the exact same thing BioWare's done with Mass Effect. Of Mass Effect 3, it's the end of Commander Shepard's story. Like that one's, it's the end of Master Chief's story. So you think it's the end of Master Chief, and then the next game, like a few of the games afterwards, they weren't Master Chief in the armor. It was other Spartans, which means it's other people's stories. So it's within the same universe. Which,
True.
as I've pointed out, I don't like that in games. Cough, infamous cough. But it's a case of other people may enjoy that, and like some people may like the world enough that they're like, let's continue it there, because you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm not sure if Master Chief's back yet or not, though.
It looked like some other person.
Yeah, so it might be a different Spartan.
He looked like he was in another game, but it might have just been one of the multiplayer armors. But like that person they showed looked like a new one.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did we start with to get to that? I don't even.
Oh,
know.
well, we started with, I believe it was Uncharted. And that was Anna's
okay.
Which means over to Jim's pick.
Can I ask you a question real quick about Uncharted?
Oh, okay.
So I've only played a little bit of the first one, but with the trailer, one thing that stuck out is like how it's like later, many years later. Did anyone else notice he has like a ring on his finger? Like,
Yeah.
did he get married in one of the Uncharted?
He got married in Uncharted 2, then he got divorced between 2 and 3, and then he got remarried at the end of 3.
Okay.
I think.
And basically what happened is the PlayStation fans liked it, so they put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're wondering, he married, divorced, and then remarried Elena, not that chick from 2.
Oh, okay. Not this year's model.
Elena from the Vampire Diaries?
Yes.
But no, over to Jim's choice.
Also, we seem to have lost the pew pew.
That was your choice, losing Stacy?
No, yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. Anyway, back to my list here.
Hopefully she'll be back.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I want to just real quick, because I thought this was kind of an interesting thing. I want to talk about the PlayStation TV for a minute.
Okay.
Because now I think $100 for what it does is a little pricey, but at the same time,
he gemmed the entire thing. That's
What?
brilliant.
That was one of Richter's choices, and we left it open with, did anyone else have anything to say about the Vita TV
What?
or PlayStation TV? And you didn't say anything, which means you were probably off looking at another site or something.
no, I was listening, but I was only talking about Vita this and Vita that. When I hear Vita, I tend to tune out.
When you must hear Vita a lot. But yeah, it's cool. You can say your thoughts and opinions. I just wanted our audience to know the fact you completely ignored the regular person here of Richter on his own show.
Yeah, I'm the regular person.
I didn't ignore you. I didn't realize that's what you were talking about. I heard one offhand comment. Oh, you can get it when you get Vita TV. I heard one offhand comment. That was all I heard.
Again, you weren't paying attention. Anyway,
Cool.
continue.
It's cool. PlayStation
No,
TV.
clearly it's not cool. We wouldn't be going on about this.
We're not. We're saying yes, but go mention PlayStation TV.
Well, it's a little late now, obviously.
No, it's fine.
It's not. You can say your thoughts and opinions. I was just pointing out Richter had mentioned it.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim. What are your thoughts on it?
Whatever. I just thought it was an interesting concept to be able to have the PlayStation on multiple TVs in your house without having to carry it around the house. I thought that was cool.
That is an interesting feature. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I thought that was a handy thing. And yeah, okay, it's got the video games and everything else on it. That's good too. You know, you got all the other stuff on it too, so that's really handy. I think that's we're moving, you know, a step further to kind of like with the Sony TVs, where they can just immediately get the video games without even needing any peripherals. They just buy yourself a controller and you can play video games on your Sony TV. We're soon getting to the point where there won't even be game systems anymore. You'll just have games on your TV, like it's the freaking like the Jetsons or Star Trek, and just push the button and then there's shit there.
Yep. And I'll admit I did kind of giggle at the sentence you just said of it means you can play the Vita games without another peripheral. When did the console become a peripheral?
You PS4 owners in your remote play looking down upon it.
Exactly.
But I will say, because we mentioned that, and like I said, Victor brought that up, did you want to take another one, Jim?
Yeah, if you want. I only have one left. I like the Arkham Knight footage. I know some people are uncomfortable with the evident god modding of the Batmobile in this game. Yeah, I will say I thought it looked really badass when it turned into a tank, but yes, that is god modern as hell. I agree.
Yeah, which means it's close to the source material.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I will say, yes, it looked awesome when it transformed. When it started transforming, I'm like, oh, he has a transforming Batmobile. That's going to be cool. And then when I realized what it was transforming into, I was like, no. Just, no.
But he's had guns and tanks and stuff in the comics, too. It works for the character. He always has them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that isn't a problem, that he had guns.
That was Marcus's. He had a problem with the fact the tank was like, it was like a tank with guns and stuff.
Yeah. But I don't know, just maybe it's because I mostly heard him talk about it, but it's actually fine if Batman has guns.
Actually, Batman has used guns in the past, like in the original comic. He was, before they did the Frank Miller stuff, he was running around with a pistol.
Oh, okay.
And in the actual Batmobile, even when he hates guns, his Batmobile still has the capability to blow fucking shit up. Because it's like police chases and it like uses a cannon to blow up a fucking car and shit. It's like, what the
Okay. Yeah, well, like explosives and stuff, that's fine. But the problem I had was that it basically turned into a giant tank with either a chain gun or a quad rocket launcher on the side of it. I couldn't tell which. And he was aiming them at thugs. I'm like, no, Batman does not shoot people. Blowing up walls, yes. Blowing up cars, yes. Blowing up cities, yes. Shooting people, no.
That's where I draw.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They were rubber bat bullets. They didn't actually kill them.
They weren't real thugs. They were holograms.
Exactly. They were fake thugs.
I will say it goes into part of the thing with the comics if it's Batman's fucked up logic of I don't use a gun, yet his vehicles can have guns on them. He's like, it's not a gun, it's a vehicle. It's like, I see what you did. But it's the same thing, which I do agree it's messed up, but he keeps doing it. But my problem with it was,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
My problem with it was the fact Arkham City was Arkham Asylum made casual with beat 'em up shit instead of more stealth and thinking. And it looks like this is another step up of now you don't even have to think about the combat. You can just press a button and kill everyone. It's like, oh fuck off! I want stealth. No.
Well, I said that's the beauty of the game is you can do stealth. You don't have to run around and maul people with a Batmobile tank. You can stealth shit if you would rather do that. Batman can still fly around with his cape and jump off buildings and do all the stealth shit. You don't have to. Yeah, there's probably a couple instances where you have to use the car, but for the most part, you don't necessarily have to use the car. And I think that's the beauty of it is you can choose your type of Batman, how you want to play Batman. That's why it's an immersive Batman experience. Well, I think that's really cool. I mean, and we even saw how you can even combine the two in the trailer, where he jumps on the building and he flies, he lands in the car, does shit in the car, shoots back out of the car, flies around the building, kicks a dude in the face, punches some dudes. I mean, it's so free flow and immersive that it's really cool, and it really feels like a real Batman experience.
Well, to be fair with that, I don't think it's a case of choice, because when they may have shown people do that in the trailer, but it's like Arkham City and Arkham Origins. You could do some takedowns, but then there's a lot of instances where it's a whole fucking wave of bad guys, and you have no other choice than to punch them, because you can't stealth like fucking 50 guys who are crowded together looking at each other.
Actually, you can. I think it's called a smoke bomb.
Even that doesn't work, because basically the range of the smoke bomb, if you did that, they still look at you and they're still like, okay, boom, and then that's why they brought in like the combat system of boom, boom, takedowns and stuff. It was... I don't like it. I preferred the stealth from Asylum.
I can agree. That was very fun. But the other problem you want to do is that's really hard to do in an open city environment. When it was in an enclosed room of the Asylum, I was like, okay, here's some statues, and you can do, yeah, that made more sense. But it's hard when you're out on the streets of the city. I mean, yes, you could do it off of a gargoyle sitting off a building and something, but it's a lot harder when you're like 50 stories up.
Assassin's Creed says hi.
Watch Dogs says hi.
Batman is not Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed.
pretty close.
Actually, I would definitely argue with the Assassin's Creed one, because Assassin's Creed 1, when it came out after Arkham Asylum came out, Assassin's Creed 2 had so many gameplay elements from Arkham Asylum to improve what was there on Assassin's Creed 1 that they're basically the same genre. The only difference is one's Batman, one's a guy in a hood, but they act very similar and they do very similar stuff. Except for instead of the takedown, you do stealth version of kills, but it's the same overarching similar gameplay. At least that's what I feel. I don't know how Rick feels.
Except apparently after a certain amount of time, Assassin's Creed forgot that because they decided to make 3 and fuck the whole thing up.
To be fair, they fucked the whole thing up with Brotherhood for me, but I understand people like the series, so more power to them if they still enjoy it.
Assassin's Creed 3, like they made a Batman game, but then for the first third of the game, you have to play as Thomas Wayne, and not badass Flashpoint Thomas Wayne either.
Mm-hmm. I do have to say I am going to get Arkham Knight, and I do like the Arkham games. And well, I did love the stealth of Arkham Asylum. I do have to say I much prefer a Batman who can fight, because I own and played the Batman Begins game that was tied into the movie, and that was all about fear and stealth, and Batman could not fight to save his life, and I was just like, yeah, I don't feel like Batman. I feel like a fucking pussy in the bat suit.
Fair enough. And I was going to say, moving on, what's your next one then, Marcus?
Oh, let's see. I'll go with... Well, there's only one more left on my list. That was actually part of the conference. So, Mortal Kombat X.
Nice.
Why not?
Nice.
Now, I have to say that I think it's the last fatality the Scorpion does, the one where he shoots the fireball through Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that necessary? Like, really, having Sub-Zero's heart just kind of drop down there still beating, was that really necessary?
I have to ask, is any more fatality necessary? Most of them seem way too fucking overkill.
I like the idea of all the stuff in there, and he's like, whoa, the heart dropping down, that's just too far.
Yeah. That's true.
And why is it still beating?
Yeah.
Although
Mortal Kombat X does look cool.
Yeah, I do have to say, I do like the fact that Scorpion has more abilities now. Like, he's evolved his abilities. Like, he can send fire down his spear that comes out of his hand. And he's got, like, 2 of them now, which I think is kind of cool.
I will say, I love the fact it's gone back to 2.5D, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat are great games. I do like the Mortal Kombat fighting games, but I will be honest, the 3D ones are not their strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of the 3D ones, but they're not as good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
sense. At least to me, it doesn't. At least to me, they're not. Other people may enjoy them, which is cool. But I love the fact they're adding new characters and stuff too, and the new characters looked pretty fun to play as and stuff. Besides the inevitable Scorpion and Sub-Zero showing off this time, and then showed off 2 new characters. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Mixed with the fact that you're meant to be able to play different versions of characters throughout different timelines. I'm excited.
Yeah. Am I the only one who got an Injustice feel from this Mortal Kombat?
I would say I'd be shocked if you didn't, as Injustice had a Mortal Kombat feel because it was made by the same people and they just took the first game and plastered Superman's cape on it.
And why I didn't know, because I haven't played much of the first one because I couldn't get it to work for the longest time. But I didn't know if it had, because I noticed this one had a lot of like the background stuff, being able to manipulate the background like you can in Injustice, like with Sub-Zero, like grabbing the tree, breaking the branch off, freezing it, and using it as a weapon.
Yeah, you couldn't do that on the first one, but if you look at it like the Lego games, it's sort of like what you could do in Mortal Kombat 1, they evolved that into the Injustice, then they evolved that into this, like the Lego games of Lego Batman 3 coming out has the big figs from Marvel, which took stuff from Lego Marvel 2, or like Lego Batman 2 and stuff, which it's kind of cool. It's cool to see where they go. Mortal Kombat X is definitely fucking awesome.
I really like the X-ray that the characters I'm calling Brick and Tiny Tina that he did, where he like grabbed that insect, he grabbed Queen Bee's face and like smashed it in the ground and like cracked her skull. I was like, that looks brutal. Like I like that move.
I will say for my next one, if I don't know if this was going to be on Richter's or not, but YouTube. We can upload our videos straight to YouTube. It helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
That helps me out royally.
I can see that.
Indeed.
Now you just have to get around that. What is that called? The Content ID system?
Hey, I'm on my phone. I'm continuing.
Yay.
Yay.
Woo!
And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
She put in another quarter and continued. For those people old enough to remember arcade machines.
Unfortunately, it costs 50 cents.
Oh, poor Stacy.
But yeah, seriously, I have to wonder if, like, there's some agreement where YouTube's Content ID system won't look at videos uploaded from PlayStation.
I don't think there's anything like that in place. Like some of the Nintendo ones had a similar problem and stuff. My only guess is if you're doing it as Let's Plays, like bigger long ones, you may have some more problems than if you did it like a 5-minute review and it's got your own audio and maybe some footage, like if you use the camera to put yourself in the bottom. But over to Richter, over to Richter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you'd want to throw Stacy in there first. But
I was just gonna go to her after you because the other two have run out. They've lost their free will.
We need Winnie the Pooh now. Okay, I'm gonna go with Dead Island 2. I thought it was cool to see that because I actually really liked the first one. Still have yet to play Riptide.
I loved that trailer. Did you agree with me?
Uh-huh.
When they announced the name, I was like, why the fuck is it called 2? Riptide was a sequel. They even call it the sequel.
Yeah.
So well, this is the third.
Well, this one looks like it takes place. It looks like California. So I thought it was going to actually be called like Dead Country or something, or like Deadland, not like actual island. But it looks like it's new people. So I'm assuming that that's why it's like 2, because Riptide, yes, while it was a sequel and they did call it that, I'm wondering if they're thinking of it more like an expansion, if that makes sense. So maybe it's 2 because it's like Brotherhood, probably not the best example, but like Assassin's Creed 2, and then there was Brotherhood and whatever, and then Assassin's Creed 3, and you're like, but we had 2 other ones. Shouldn't this be 5? I assume it's like that.
Yeah, I assumed that was the reason, but I will also say that kind of annoys me sometimes with games where it's like, but we had a sequel.
Well, I'll be honest, one thing I actually hate more than that is when they rename a game a name that they already had. So, like, even though Mortal Kombat 9 is cool, they call it Mortal Kombat, and you're like, no, that was the one from, like, 15 years ago. And then you have to start doing that like Sonic 06. You have to call it Sonic 06. Because if you're like, oh, man, I hate Sonic the Hedgehog, and people are like, how dare you? And you're like, no, it loaded forever. And they're like, oh, you meant the Xbox one, not the... Oh, okay, you know...
Yeah, you meant the shitty 06. Which, I will say more... Ironically, Mortal Kombat was slightly a bad example of that. Tomb Raider, yes. Yeah. Mortal Kombat was slightly a bad example as you replayed through the first one.
Yeah, that's true. But still, it wasn't.
I totally understand what you meant. Yeah. But it's like when you mentioned Sonic. It's like Sonic did the same thing. We had Sonic 3, when we had a sequel, Sonic and Knuckles, which locked on, so you could conclude that as part of the same game, like most fans say Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Cool. Mm-hmm. But we had Sonic CD, and we had all the other Sonic games, and then they went back and made Sonic 4, and I'm like, you've had sequels! You've had sequels, now shut up and take my money!
Port this to another system so I can buy it again.
Yeah. I said about the new Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. But going back to the original thing at Dead Island, the trailer looked amazing with the guy strutting down the road. The game looked great, and I loved the first Dead Island like you did. I haven't played Riptide, but if you get that game, because like the other one had this feature, and I played this with Crispy, I have to play you on multiplayer, where you can go to the other person's island and help them out with all the missions and stuff. That was an amazing multiplayer game.
Cool.
I also like that Simon was in the trailer.
Yes. Hi, Simon. But how about Jim and Marcus? Did you guys have anything to say about Dead Island 2?
It was a really fun trailer. I liked the trailer a lot. I haven't played the Dead Island games, but it looked pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. When I first saw the trailer, I'm like, what is this? Because it's like you said, it's Simon strutting down the street. I'm like, what is this? And I'm
EA
like,
Sports presents Power Walk.
I was like, okay,
That
it's
was
gonna
at
be
the
about
conference.
zombies. Okay, and it's like, and then when I saw the van come in and I saw like only 4 people get out, I was like, is this another Left 4 Dead?
And I believe Richter just said then, he said, forget EA Sports presents Power Walk. He's waiting for Power Walk 2K15.
I'm waiting for just Power Walk. That's the Ubisoft one.
Yeah. Power Walk you using the Wii Fitness Pad.
Yes.
There you go.
In the pulse sensor, I don't even know if that's real anymore.
Yeah, but how about you, Geeky Girl? Which ones are you excited and hyped up for? Because I understand you're probably going to mention some we've already said, but we did have problems with you, if people will notice, because you disappeared.
Yeah, I've been kind of like in and out, on in and out. But you probably already mentioned this, but the Bloodborne, that game looked pretty cool.
We did not mention that. That was on my list, along with Magicka 2. But I was like, okay, everyone else is gone. I don't want to just keep making mine when everyone else's lists run out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, like that looked friggin' awesome. Oh my god.
It did. Bloodborne looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, I want it. It's like, shut up, take my money.
For those of you wondering what Bloodborne is, if you haven't seen it yet, check out the trailer. It's basically Jason Bourne as a vampire, like the infamous 2 standalone DLC. It's nothing like that, but that would be fucking amazeballs. Oh, sorry for continuity. Amazeballs!
But does that have multiplayer?
Wait.
Did it have
Oh,
gameplay?
Bloodborne. Bloodborne, I'm not sure if it had multiplayer, but it did look awesome.
Yeah, if it is, I want to play you. Because, oh god. That's going to be fun.
Request pending.
Challenge, maybe. Challenge considered.
Yeah.
Challenge.
But was there any other ones on your list, Pew? Like, I don't know, maybe a certain movie involving a duo from games that I think you and Jim were at least interested in.
Wait, what?
He's talking about the Ratchet & Clank movie.
I like the fact I like the fact Marcus randomly just became a complete Asian stereotype when I mentioned it. I went, hi-yah!
I was going to mention the Rainbow Six Patriot, right?
It's called Rainbow Six Siege, and no, we're not, because that was at the Ubisoft conference. It doesn't count for this video.
Yeah, it counts for next episode.
Alright, so sorry.
On the next episode of...
Same reason why we're going to be mentioning Battlefield Hardline during the same one.
Yes! That game's going to be awesome.
But, okay then, if we've officially
Done.
exhausted all our topics,
Can I mention
will
one
say-
more?
No.
No.
Were you going to mention Magicka? Other than that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no, we can do if you want, Rick. I have no problem, but take us away with your other choice, Jim.
I was just gonna mention because they only briefly talked. We knew about it beforehand, but they did briefly talk about it a little bit at the convention. I'm not totally putting my full confidence in it, but I am intrigued by Project Morpheus. I'm certainly not putting my full confidence in it, but it'll be interesting to see if they can actually make it work, say, better than the Virtual Boy at least.
I'm looking forward to Project Morpheus and Oculus Rift and all that, especially for, and correct me if I'm wrong, imagine that with Mirror's Edge 2.
The throw-up simulator? I mean, wouldn't that make you probably ill, just all that running and jumping and stuff? At some point, you'd have to be like, okay, need to pause.
Yeah, I'm a fat guy. It makes me ill just walking to the
I
bathroom.
know, right? Like, oh, she's running so fast. Oh, up a wall? What? She's doing push-ups? Oh, I can't take this.
Yeah, I had to put that last statement into full perspective. Mole's bathroom is literally 2 feet next to him.
It is. That's why now, instead of being asked getting up and going to pee, I've just built myself an elaborate series of tubes.
Nice.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but that would be amazing. An elaborate series of tubes.
Be on a
It's
thing, you
a
pull a lever, it
mole
goes
trap.
up, pours it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, did you want to take us away with Magica, Rick? Or Magica 2?
Oh well, like you, I really enjoyed that trailer. I thought that was really funny. I've played a little bit of the original, so I imagine the gameplay is pretty similar, and it actually works. It's a PC game, but it was built to work on a controller too, so it actually controls pretty well. And it's definitely a multiplayer game, so it should actually be pretty fun on PS4.
I will say thank you, Rick. You were the perfect person to take that away. Because I mentioned during it, I hadn't even heard much of Magica. I believe Geeky Girl thought it was like Magic the Gathering and a few other things. So I was like, but from the trailer, I'm like, it looks like Diablo with wizards in hoods who have Power Ranger colors.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, in that one, at least in the first one, you get different runes and you basically make your own spells. Like the combinations would do stuff. I believe that's why it says "learn to spell again" because like you have to make your magic.
Yeah.
To be fair, you Americans are always making up your own spelling. Fucking there's a
true.
U in color.
What you talking about?
Also, I'm super excited for the apparent training mission where you inadvertently murder a cat.
I did love the idea of him being unemployed and stuff with the wizard stuff, but yeah,
That was hilarious.
I will
License
say
required.
I will say thank you to Richter and Stacey for co-hosting ish with us, like usual, and thank you to our guest stars.
You're welcome.
Catch us next time, which is literally tomorrow, for another XGR special. Now on our new days, Wednesdays, in which we will be looking at the third-party content. Woo! Yeah. See ya. So that's your call to hang up.